Hey there, defenders of our peaceful cave. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld, the Pacifists. Episode 13. They go blitzing through the mountain. We have an exotics trader. At this point, it's not ridiculous to just sell that gene pack that I got from this gene bank. So I'm going to move the gene bank back into the general stockpile because it's not like we're going to want to implant it again, more than likely. And if it's banked here, it's available to be sold. Also, we don't actually have a beacon down because I was moving my bait beacon. So now we're installing our regular beacon. So there we go. Quant. What's they got? I probably am going to sell the insect jelly. Oh, you know what? That's not allowed. Never mind. Again, details. We have a trade embargo on like meat, leather, eggs, basically like animal products, and insect jelly happens to be an animal product, so I'm not selling it. Go juice, sure. The gene, sure. So this is dark vision, center horn, blue skin, thin body, low libido, and short-haired. I feel a little called out here. No, never mind. Pyrophobic. Stun trainers. Stun would be a pretty handy thing to have. I can't afford it though. Well, no, I can, just by the narrowest of margins. But, like, stun would be super... It's... Because it actually doesn't physically harm anything, I'm not going to count it as, like, a hostile... You know, psycasts are, like, free game, right? You're not... especially stun, which doesn't actually hurt anything. It just has them stop moving for a moment. So maybe, I'll get the stun. Because in cases where, like, a cobra's trying to eat someone, having stun could be life or death. Boom. And Inspired Trade just got used up. So, Mr. Tim. Go use your stun psycast. Now we have stun power. Alright, looks like most of the power cables needed for this is just about done. Then we just need to build the generator and then the farm. So it's coming along, it's just slow. Yeah, skip and stun are really good non-hostile defensive sidecast. That's exactly why Tim is both the mechanitor and the sidecaster, because being able to skip your like scythers around is super useful. Because scythers, they move fast, but if they teleport on top of you, it's nighty-night for most pawns. Most pawns can't 1v1 I need oh, someone has already had some queued. It's like, I'm staring at 13 components. I'm pretty sure we should be able to just repair it. Another thing to consider is, apparently, it gets super stupidly hot around here. And as a result, we might want cowboy hats for kind of like everyone. Because we have heat stroke anytime they go outside. High mech tech is done. We can now summon an Apocryton. So, should I go back to recon armor? Should I take a moment to get noble apparel? Should I get prosthetics, etc.? I'll leave it up to you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to recon armor because that's what you had previously voted on. But if you want to change it, you can change it. And where are those cobras now? They're still hanging about. I don't think the children are going to be safe if I let them out. So I'm going to keep them on, like, house arrest. For their safety, honestly. I don't want them dying. That would make me sad. So the deep drill is powered, and we'll be able to source steel, because I'm basically going to run out of steel as soon as I put the geothermal generator down here. So having a local source of steel is going to be incredibly useful. There we go. We're sewing it back. Maybe what I'll do is it's possible that enemies will pod drop raid right into the middle of my my chimney area, if you will. I'll put a turret in there. It's not really going to stop anyone, but like it's a decent spot to have it. We're almost done with the flooring in there, and then as soon as the flooring is done, we'll stick a geyser in there, and we'll be good to go. Or generator, rather. And RCV is already... Oh, don't collapse the roof on your head, dude. Colada caught that before he went splat. Silver. That's like next to the steel, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, pretty close. Game did a big hiccup. I was worried that there was going to be like a mega raid or something. Oh, I forgot about you. Should we accept the quest? Give up 3 colonists for 22 days. Oh my god. 22 days? That is, that's a long time in RimWorld. I feel like I just thumbed the scale a little bit, but still. And it would be honor or goodwill. Because Lucky is not allowed to join. He has disqualifying traits. So what we're really hoping to do is to get a source of plasteel and gold for the advanced components and like high tier mech production. I would really love to gestate a Diabolus as they're unbelievably powerful. That would be really cool. But I don't mind using up my bandwidth to gestate other things. And you guys voted for me to quickly pivot to Noble Apparel, and then I'll go back to pulling on that again. Almost all the steel and just 1 load of components, and we are good to go on that geothermal generator. I already have like the cables here for the grow light, so this will be easy. Oh, a slaver! How wondrous. And this is where the growlet will go. And I'm going to need to shrink the zones around here. And this one will be like pure cotton, so that we can actually make cold insulating clothing. Hey, Quantum, want to talk to them? I mean, I doubt they'll... Oh, God, turn that off, turn that off, turn that off. How to start forest fires. Have an electrical object plugged in, you know, in the middle of a rainstorm. Cotton 2. Oh, not there. That's a terrain affordance wall. I am out of granite. Oh, crap. Cancel everything that I just queued up. Because obviously I don't have enough granite to complete that project. RIP. Do it again. Oh, god damn it. There's... Operation Tunnel. A wee bit more annoying than I had initially expected. There we go. And whatever we end up growing in here, in the long term, whether it's cotton or something else, it should be a low or a long grow time crop. Because traveling all the way out there kind of sucks. So don't put rice there, because we'll spend so much time commuting and so waste, you know, a lot of our work hour. Unless that's, of course, like what you're going for. I had a job once upon a time where I even told my employer it didn't make sense, but they wanted me to maintain computers. That was not my job. My job was a software developer, but they were like, "Oh, we want you to do like IT maintenance stuff for our headquarters," and it was like a 2.5-hour drive away from my home. I was like, okay, but I'm going to spend like 5 hours a day once every 2 weeks, just like on the road. And they're like, yeah, we don't care. All right. Slave trader doesn't really have anything I want. I could sell the prosthesis book, but I'm not going to bother. I'll just, yeah, it's fine. I'll just let them chill here. You guys want me to turn the quest down? Reasonable. That was a lot of workers for a long time. I mean, it effectively would be 3/5 of our population just saying bye, see you later, for like a few hours. Not exactly a wise choice, I would agree. And if you're wondering about the bioluminescent spores, it's a +4. They're absolutely magical. I'm surprised it wasn't just like June bugs or something, because basically that's what June bugs look like, or it did until people put Roundup on their lawns. I remember when I was a kid, June bugs almost was this dense, but now it's like, there's a few! Yay! But we insecticided all the others. Generator is up. I think what the most jarring is anytime I go on a long road trip, which, given that next week is Thanksgiving here in America, I will be. I remember growing up, like, road trips meant you had to stop at, like, gas stations just to, like, wipe the bugs off your windshield. And now it's like, bugs? Windshield? What's that? If you're old enough, you know what I mean. Because... yeah, bugs and windshield aren't really a combination that is a problem anymore. We done killed the bugs. Alright, so research next. Will be up to you whether we continue recon armor or pivot to do something else. There it is. It's sad to watch the decline in real time because you're an entomologist. Yeah, no kidding. I also think it's easy to forget how much we rely on bugs. I don't think people want to run around with a feather duster pollinating plants by hand. But that's like the future we're leading to. Cassowary, please exit the area. I don't want you stuck there. I mean, it's a lot of compounding problems. I'll try to keep them as much doom and gloom of the real life world out of the stream. I just wanted to reference that I did think, I remember growing up and seeing the June bugs and how like glorious it was and how many they were, and I kind of miss that. I hope my kid can experience that, but it might require me like, you know, planting local wildflowers, and I'm not exactly in like June bug territory anymore. I used to live in the south where they're a lot more common. Hospital beds, huh? All right, 2.5 minutes devoted in the poll for what we research next. I did go back to recon armor, but if you want to change it up, feel free. So we want a cape, and then a formal shirt. What else did you want? And a top hat. Or beret. I'll do a top hat, because beret feels kind of more military, and a top hat feels more goofy. I mean, he does look goofy. He's got floppy ears and soon to be a top hat. It's going to be glorious. Actually, where I grew up, it was known as like a lightning bug. Probably regional. Kind of like how like some people say harvestman, some people say, you know, pill bug. I don't know. There's a bunch of different names for that. Or firefly. Yeah. Exactly. Alright, what's our power consumption now, midday? 460 watts spare? That's enough spare power. That'll work. And the cotton field is done. So we're planning 100 there. And 39, so 139 cotton. So we should soon have enough fabric to clothe people. Oh, you are running around naked. Let's forget the romper and go straight to a kid's parka. Because, like, if we're going to make the base cold, parka's more bang for your buck. I'll probably end up doing both for dual layer, but for start, we'll do parka. Now, chat, do you think Quantum and Crimson are actually trying for a child now? Because, like, it's been a minute. They got a lot of loving. No one's pregnant. It's kind of surprising. Big game hiccup. I am sort of curious why it keeps hiccuping. That indicates... No, there's nothing in the error logs. Often when that happens, it's like it's trying to do something, like generate a raid or a quest, but it can't for some reason, and it's a problem to be solved. But in this case, doesn't... What are you doing? Yo, Birdbrain. GTFO. Get out. Alt the Buffalo. Thank you for the resub. A fun new take on the game? Yeah, this is not for the... Oh, hold up. Don't build that yet. Not for the faint of heart, though. Because, a pacifist scenario is, a million things can go wrong and very little can go right. I've actually been pretty lucky so far. I haven't been hit by, like, breachers and sappers, which is a big one. We haven't had any pod drop raids, which is another big one. But I've definitely taken... Oh, don't sleep there. God damn it. Alright, well, I guess we're not, like, walling this up just yet. So, RCV, you can go take a nap. But, like, take a nap inside. And a solar flare. Just to make matters worse. Cheers. Don't forget the farm door. So I was going to wall this up or unwall that up or whatever once this thing moves out. But I don't want to give this animal access to these seeds here because this is edible and this stuff's not. This stuff hasn't grown enough to be eaten, has a nutritional value of 0, because or basically 0. Whereas like it could just eat the cotton plants because it's grown enough. So I haven't forgotten. I'm waiting on purpose. I think the home zones are correct. Yep, home zones are right. So we are... we set up the mining base. Why isn't it power? Oh, solar flare, right. We set up the mining base, we set up the farm, and we can then start to set up clothing queue bills. Cobras are still hanging around. They're still right here. They have not moved much at all. A part of me wants to just like put down like a pile of fungus over here and just like have them go away so that my kids, the children in the colony, can like actually have some fun. Because these cobras are, well, I don't know. They might not take that. It's freezing again. What the hell? They might not take that kind of bait. I'm not exactly sure. Because like, if there's just random stuff to eat closer, why would they go far? Yes. Get out. Oh, this is really close to the corpse dump. Oh, that's fine. I was wondering why that eastern wall was so slow to build. Now I know why. My colonists weren't allowed there. Alright, zones. Shelter behind defenses can now include here. What's my colony wealth? I will check in a sec. Anyone want to take guesses? Let's take guesses before I reveal. And the person that most closely guesses gets fictional lollipop. Alright, avoid corpses close to the base. Close to the base can be here and here, I guess. This is sort of close to the base. Shelter inside is going to be this again. It's kind of annoying to paint the same squiggly path twice, but copying and pasting might be even more annoying. Then shelter inside, shelter behind defenses, avoid corpse, close to base. Okay. That looks right. Colony wealth. 94k. So, if this was the Price is Right, y'all are wrong. Y'all went over. I'm actually surprised. This looks wealthier than that. But I did incorporate a lot of steel to keep the wealth down. So here's my like wealth graph. It's a lot of buildings, not a lot of items or creatures. Which makes sense, because I think if you can't do fighting, maybe there's a discount to like what you are valuable as a human. No, maybe not. Turtle, you said 7. Yeah, you were closest. Congratulations. Your guess of Colony Wealth 7 was the winner for Price is Right rules, which is hilarious. Oh, yeah, go over there. Oh, we're making leather skin parka. All right. There's nothing that says I can't use the leather if we ethically source it, which we only butchered critters that had been killed by predators or that were like manhunters or scurry rot or something like that. A combat supplier. That's an awkward trader to have arrive, but sure. Fur-skinned, slow runner, gray eyes. No thanks. And weapons. No thanks. There's nothing to trade there. Alright, Nightbird. Let's have you cover up. Where'd it go? Oh, wow. Totally don't see it. So what I'm aiming to do is I'm trying to get the comfort range to tolerate like -20-ish before I deep freeze again. So that's sort of the lofty goal before we throw our base into a deep freeze, and that was the whole purpose of the additional cotton plants. Might need to reboot RimWorld. I keep getting these macro stutters. So I'm going to save and reboot in case it's like a memory leak thing. Usually RimWorld is fine for a long time launched, but it could be other things. I have my task manager up and trying to figure out what's going on, but nothing is in the red or even yellow. Like I'm using 12% of my CPU. Oh no! 30% of my memory. Oh no! I don't know. Just RimWorld things. Oh, RimWorld, don't try to sync the cloud. I'm not using cloud. Don't sync. No syncy. Ugh, Steam, why? Steam's really, really, really good until you're like, hey, I don't want to use Steam Cloud. And Steam is like, but the cloud. No, no, it's not enabled. I just checked my Steam settings. Enable Steam Cloud, off. Why is RimWorld trying to sync to it? Are you spying on me? I'm going to go with yes. Papa Noel, are you spying on me? You checking to see if I have a pre-order Steam machine? Is that it? You keep getting messages that your cloud storage is almost full? Yeah, I would actually say that's one of the things that Steam is weakest at, is there's no like real cloud management. So if you do use Steam Cloud, like trying to manage what's in the cloud is like pretty awful, in my opinion. So for like an offered service, it's not much of a benefit. And I don't use cloud because I hate when I'm like streaming and it's like, oh, sorry, we're gonna stop you from streaming because we're gonna start syncing. It's like, I didn't ask for that. I don't want my data on the internet. Well, it's funny because I'm streaming. I know, I get the irony. Oh, still macro stutter. Oh, but my streaming software macro stuttered. So my guess is this is my streaming software, not RimWorld. So RimWorld, sorry, I blamed you. Steam, sorry, I blamed you. I think it's a different factor. I'll just occasionally pause and freeze, and then you won't know whether it was my streaming software or not. Keep you guys on your toes. Where's my... Oh, you are turned off. That would explain it. I was like, base is dirty. Where's my cleaner? I might need to reboot my streaming software, which would be unfortunate because I would have to cut the stream briefly. Because it is definitely the cause of hiccups. I don't know why, but it is. I'm almost sure of it. So if it keeps happening in increased frequency, I'll just have to give it a quick restart. All right, so here's the deal. I'm going to try to get everyone to a temperature tolerance of like -25 or so. With whatever tailoring I have. And that will be the goal. And then when we do that, we can do the deep freeze, which will keep us safe from bugs. Oh, what was that? Big Brody's a rogue? Friend. That's not what we say about our friends. And I must say, the periodic unforbid has definitely netted us a whole lot of, like, ethically sourced meat, which is certainly convenient. We also have a nice stockpile of drugs. So, let's do a new drug policy. Beer and tea every 2 days. If mood is below, let's say 60. Just keeping the edge off. Children, not you. Cool. So they're scheduled. Another freeze. Yep. Hospital bed just got researched. So next up, I'm going to queue up recon armor, but if you want me to pivot from that to do vitals, I can do vitals. Which would be good for disease recovery. This should be the top hat. I'm a little worried that like a cape and formal shirt and top hat is not going to be warm enough for Tim to survive in the base, but I guess we'll see. Another weird thing is, like, not only am I not getting a lot of raids, given that I have losing is fun, but, like, I would have hoped to have, like, released a bunch of the would-be raiders. Oh, no, don't do that. Don't eat there. Released a bunch of the would-be raiders so that I could build up rep, and we just haven't even had that opportunity. So you're good at -8 Celsius. That's certainly not great. This at least satisfies your attire requests, but I might need to, I might need to have Tim... God, he looks goofy. I might need to have Tim wear something warmer, even if he doesn't want it. So now I'm going to start to queue up toques. So this toque bill is going to be... cloth toques, only allowed ingredients. I'm going to get rid of the other ones. And then parkas. Maybe I'll do kid stuff first. So you have, oh, you have wool pants. That would be even better for Tim, but it's about to be worn out. So you have a shirt and a toque, but not a parka. So I'm going to do one more kid parka, one more kid romper. Nightbird needs a romper and Key needs a parka. Oh, speaking of raiders. Oh, and they're breachers. Oh my god. That's a lot of breach. Alright, looks like you guys want me to research Vitals Monitor next. And we are definitely in for a bit of a fun one. The problem with breachers is, I don't really control, like, where they attack. And, I feel like I brought this on myself. So the shelter inside, shelter behind defenses is going to be the zone for everything. And then Tim and the mechs are going to try to cut them off somehow. I think they're going to probably breach to here. So I think what I'm going to do is move more turrets into the chimney area, because likely this is going to be the point of combat. So, Tim, you start moving one. Oh, schedule. Shelter. Inside. Tim, you start moving one. And Nightbird, I guess, moves one. And I want to spread them out enough. I feel bad. Like, the chem gens are not going to do well here. Key, you move one. Big Brody, you move one. I wish I had allies. This is when you would want to call on allies as backup. I'm also moving the butcher table just, like, out of the way. Looks like they're breaching here. I'm gonna wall this up as well, if possible. I'm gonna send my robots down here. Oh god, listen to that. Just whoop, whoop, whoop. RCV, you're gonna do the same. It's too bad I don't have any warbots yet. Now, one thing I can try to do is bait the frag grenadiers in throwing frag grenades onto allies by having the frag grenadiers try to grenade my militors and then hitting my allies instead. There's also a non-zero chance that they bust in here, so I'm going to temporarily wall this section off so that it's not a... Oh, Crimson is nowhere the hell. Oh my god, you are just... Where the hell are you? Turtle, you do this. Bye, Scanner. Yeah. Scanner is going to go bye-bye. They're even through already. So this is a bottleneck that might end up getting them... Yep, okay. There was some friendly fire. That was what I was hoping. Velhar, Silent Rider. Muster. Big Brody, get out of there. And then Turtle. Ignore the enemies and build that. Ignore the enemy. No, just build that. Okay, punch, punch, punch. Belhar back up. Kadath punch. Turtle, I think we're... Okay, Nightbird and Tim. All of my colonists, you three, go over there where you're safer. And then Tim, you come over here because you have stun. Turtle back up. And in backing up, close some doors. To make it harder for them to move through the colony. So that's closing. This will close. I don't have a door here. Big Brody. Build a door here. Alright, Sacrificial. RCV, you're gonna go try to trigger their, Grenadiers to do something dumb. Key, get the hell out of there. So the hope here is they try to grenade me, they grenade themselves. That was always going to be somewhat of a strategy. So I have some expendable robots. Fun size, you come over here too. And then Tim waiting as a controller, he needs to be within the sphere of influence. Turtle. Yep. You stay there. Brody walls that up. and we're limiting their access to stuff. So the smoke was a known risk. I knew that there was a chance for smoke to be a problem because it shuts down turrets, which is why I wanted to get mechs. So now I am sending the mechs to go intercept, hoping that their grenades do a lot of significant damage to themselves and not me. And the Militors are not in brawl because their shotguns are stronger than their punch. But I think, all things considered, this is being handled rather well. Like, best case scenario. Or close to best case scenario. And then as soon as the smoke goes away, the turrets will ramp up and help. Oh! Oh, that's an awkward... Okay, I don't think they're getting out in time. Nope. So having a highly compartmentalized base is definitely a bit of an advantage here. That was a really good throw. Unfortunately, that's bad for me, but it was an impressive throw. You are a Grenadier? Yes. Let's get a stun on you. Brody, don't do that. Alright, that turret is definitely dead. And now I'm going to start to focus fire on specific targets to try to maximize... Oh, no, I said fire on them. To try to maximize damage so that they flee. So we have another one down. Fun size went down. Crimson, you should not be here. Why are you nuking your own dead? That's insane. Okay, they're fleeing. Base a bit wrecked, but robots, some broken robots, but we made it. We just have a lot of cleanup to do. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld The Pacifists, which originally streamed live on Twitch as a marathon one time only. Because it was streamed one time only, feedback cannot be incorporated, so there's no need for it in the comments. But if you have any questions for me, let me know down below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Adios.